What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. The first word that I really want to say right now is finally, we have a response from the Avengers team regarding the current state of this game, and we got a bunch of stuff to talk about regarding that, and it comes straight from Scott Amos himself, so we got a lot of stuff to talk about on the future of this game, and yes, just the current state. But it's great that we now have the silence broken, of course, which is what the big thing I guess we were all waiting for, right? As always, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and click that big red subscribe button below, because by doing that it instantly makes you a much better human being, and that my friend has been scientifically proven. And hey, if we can try and crush 13 likes as well, that would be very cool. And I want you guys to just rate your hype for the future of this game in the comments on a scale 1 to 10 right now, just with all the DLCs that we already know of and what you I guess can see the potential for in this game. So just rate your hype on that in the comments down below. So kicking it off, first thing I want to say before I actually dive into this is someone had a really cool glitch happen to them with Captain America, and yes, it is a glitch skin, but as this person says, please make this glitch an actual skin, and it just looks absolutely insane. Like, I know we talk about skins a lot because a lot of this stuff does more or less feel like copy and paste and just recolors, right? But this skin right here just looks absolutely insane. So hey, please, can we have this as an actual skin? I completely agree with this. And also, just one thing to throw out there, thank you to the Play Avenger Twitter account. If you didn't know, Marvel's Avengers was the second most downloaded game in the US as of September basically, and it was the 5th downloaded game in the EU again from September. So its only competitor in the States was of course NBA, which is safe to say would have been a really tough one to go ahead anyway, well, to go against, should I say. So I mean, it's not bad, right? But of course it does show that there is a big demand for this game. So let's dive into what has been said. So thankfully it actually comes from Kotaku, and what's interesting and what people are now questioning is why haven't they actually made an official statement, in the sense of why haven't they posted it on their own social media platforms or even sent out an email, etc. But in a nutshell, what happened was the other day, of course, the player number ratings, whatever you want to call them, dropped dramatically for PC users. It went way below 1000, and that being said, it was causing matchmaking problems. So Kotaku, being a big media outlet of course for gaming stuff, literally reached out to them to just basically get their feedback on what is going on right now and whether or not they're just, I guess, acknowledging all of this stuff. Now the title is Crystal Dynamics claims relief in sight for bored Avengers players. Now initially what they done is they asked the question of what is going on, and rather than just getting an automated response, they actually got a response from the studio, right? The head, Scott Amos. Now what he basically talks about is new mission types coming to the game, the new outpost, and basically how all of this stuff is, I guess, starting, well, it's serving as a starting point, should I say, right, for the DLC characters like Kate Bishop and Clint Barton, being Marvel's two Hawkeyes. But that being said, we have an official statement, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it word by word as to what Scott Amos has said. So it says, to our players, every day we fight to make the best game possible for our community. We have a great community management team at Crystal Dynamics and Square Enix who funnel all of your concerns, suggestions and feedback to the development team daily. We are listening, we are making fixes, improvements and additions as fast as we safely can to make Marvel's Avengers the game we all aspire it to be. As such, we have a number of new content pieces coming in the weeks ahead, including the following: a totally new Warzone mission type called Tachyon Rifts, a new outpost that's a jumping off point for new story missions in the future, and we have AIM's cloning lab, which requires a coordinated high-level group of 4 players to beat, with new top-end loot rewards for finishing it. And in each of these updates, we do tuning and bug fixes to enhance the overall experience. In addition, we've announced 2 new heroes coming in the near future: Kate Bishop in Operation Taking Aim, and after that the double feature Operation starring Clint Barton. This is the 2 Hawkeyes we mentioned in the last war table. These new operations pick up right from where the main Reassemble campaign ended in the core game, and we will propel the overall world story forward with new mysteries and villains as well as new multiplayer content. Lastly, we will continue to add new content to the game in the coming months as we address issues and overall game balance, including loot distribution and quality of life features everyone is clamoring for to improve our day-to-day experience, from accessibility to co-op communication tools to balancing the economy. We are confident that we'll see PC players brackets as well as those on Xbox One and PlayStation 4 return to the game as we add exciting new late game content and demonstrate that we continue to be focused on improving the game. We'll have more information and details about the very near content drops in a blog scheduled for next week, and we have a new community communication initiatives coming soon to even more directly share fun and useful information with you. Thank you for coming with us on this journey to truly realize the best of what Marvel's Avengers can become. So that, of course, statement as a whole in a nutshell is basically saying, hey, we have basically realized that this game didn't really live up to its potential. In other words, I guess it's basically what it's saying in a nutshell. But it also says something that I did mention in yesterday's video, and if you did see that video yesterday, or if you didn't, should I say, sorry, or both, right, I basically said in a nutshell that either way this Marvel's Avengers game wins, right? Even if you absolutely hate the game right now, if they were to release a really good DLC in terms of a character you're really excited for, let's put Kate Bishop aside, right? Hawkeye being a really anticipated character, you got Spider-Man, you got Black Panther, so even though we absolutely hate the state the game is in, you're just going to find it impossible, as long as you're a Marvel fan, to resist loading the game back up to play the DLC. So that's basically what they're saying in this, I guess, message, right, is that they know the player numbers are going to go back up when they add DLC content. But, I mean, the key thing here is I'm glad they have addressed this, right? It is a shame that Kotaku, being such a big media outlet, had to reach out to them first. It would have been cool if they just done it nonetheless in an open statement, which they still haven't done, but it would have been cool if they posted it on their social accounts and so forth. But nonetheless, it's been said, it's been acknowledged, and it's coming from Scott Amos himself, right, which is, like I said, ahead of the studio, so this is good news. But when it comes down to new villains, I mean, that's a big key thing that we are definitely in need of, and new enemies in the game, right? As a whole, I don't want to keep battling robots, so I'd like to think that we are going to get new enemies when you're playing against, you know, these people in game, in whatever map it may be. So I do have every bit of hope that that will change, but right now it seems like they're just acknowledging the states. But the good thing here is they did say that the blog is going to be next week. Now, if you know their schedule, usually, of course, with the marketplace update, which was yesterday, typically speaking, we would have had the blog released then as well, which unfortunately we didn't, but now we know that it is going to be next week. Now, in other news, why that is important is because we are still waiting for a war table stream. Could that also be next week? It doesn't say that because it says a blog, but I guess we never really know with that stuff. But leave all your thoughts on this in the comments below. We have a response, and finally it's something we needed, and it's great to know that they are acknowledging this, but let's just hope they actually take action and that we don't just basically go micro silent until these DLCs release, right? So we can only wait and see, but nonetheless we're still in October, we're 10 days in, give or take. It's the 9th right now, but what's interesting is it's still going to be a big month, right? So it's something to look forward to, it's something to be excited about. But that's going to wrap up this video here, so subscribe for more awesome content if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.